Hello TikTok, hello YouTube. Happy Friday from time of recording this. How are we all going? Let me know whether you're watching live or whether you are watching the replay. How has your week been? How are you feeling after the eclipse? We're also in the Aries energy of astrology. So yeah, let me know how you're feeling. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling so exhausted during the eclipse, like so exhausted. But feeling good nonetheless. I hope you're all feeling good. There's lots of new faces, lots of new faces over here on YouTube and TikTok. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all subscribing, you all tuning in, you leaving your comments. Anything you want me to speak on, any particular podcast episodes as well, because I post the podcast on this channel all the time, let me know in the comments. But today we're going to speak about abundance. And I don't want you just to correlate that directly with money. I just want you to think abundance overall. And this story I only found it out yesterday. It's from one of my clients, and I was like tapping in, we are like riffing on Voxer. She's one of my mastermind clients, which, by the way, the waitlist for the mastermind, Will Mastery Mastermind, is open. So you can learn all the details in the link in the show notes. But also my program, Match for Money, it starts on Monday. The last day to enroll is Monday. And this is really going to give you a vibe of what Match for Money is about in regards to abundance and the energetics of abundance. So again, like I said, we can apply everything that I'm sharing with you today to money. But I just want you to think of abundance, overflow, having an abundance of relationships, opportunities, expansion, experiences, relationships. And I just really, really want you to think that. TikTok, where is your jacket from? This, it's like a cropped zip. It's from Right Aware. I did get it like last winter season for Australia. But it's a really nice, it's like the legging material. It's really nice. Because it's starting to get a little bit chilly now in Australia. So this was like, but it's still kind of hot. So this is like the perfect kind of cut. Where was I? Okay, yes. So we're going to speak about how do we quadruple our abundance? How do we feel more abundance? How do we feel like we are welcoming in abundant opportunities? And again, like I said, I always want to bring this back to the fact that you can relate this to money, right? But I just want you to think in abundance and having a lot of things, not like materialistic, but like experiencing life and experiencing opportunities and experiencing overflow. And I'm going to share my client success story that I'm so proud of her about yesterday and kind of like the lead up to that. But like I said, if you love this, you want to hear more money talk specifically, there's so many lives that are here on my YouTube, everyone on TikTok, there's a bunch of things, but we start Match for Money on Monday. And it's all about being able to attract more money energetically, regardless of your career or job. It's very based in energetics, money principles, and also practicality, because no one likes to invest in something that just regurgitates like feel good about money, and then you just like, it's like, okay, but how do I get more money? How do I get more abundance? This is exactly what we go through in Match for Money, is like the step-by-step framework of how to do that. And my clients, just a little background, these principles I've been working on for years. This is the first time that I have released a specific money program. It has been embedded in some of my coaching programs. My masterminders, they learn about it. But I've seen things like my clients manifesting a $52,000 raise. One of my clients, she recently manifested $35,000 in 3 days. And that's not a job. That's not a business. Sorry, that's in her job. The same client was able to book a trip to Bali and leave that same week. I've seen other of my clients be able to take their kids as a single mother on several international trips a day, but also be able to have slow mornings with their kids. And I've just seen my clients like also manifest big bonuses. Like one the other week, she's a masterminder now as well, but she $10,000 bonus, right? Unexpected. But then just small opportunities when it comes to abundance and overflow, relating into what I'm speaking about today, just the amount of opportunities and synchronicities and experiences they have. So what I want to specifically share just before we kind of get into the training is the win from my client that this was inspired by. This client has really been working on becoming an energetic match for money, but for abundance, for overflow, for experiences. And this has been, a lot of people, I'm just going to like insert kind of like an unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people look at wanting to learn a secret to be able to quantum leap. We need to look at it as quantum compounds, where you're taking these 1% of messy inspired action. I always say this on the podcast every single day, and then by the time you've done it over a period of time, you get to this point when all of a sudden you are this new being. And so it feels like this quantum leap because things that you're working towards almost seem effortless, they seem easy. So for my client, she has been working on the past, probably, I'm going to say 6 months, rigorously, maybe 4 months, on her abundance, her overflow, the way that she energetically matches to the things that she wants, the practicality, the taking the messy inspired action. And she's also in between, and this is one thing the mastermind touches on, is she's in between just like figuring out a purpose, figuring out like what is she sent here to do, what is the most aligned, what is the most inspired. And yesterday she checked in, and like I said, I'm going to be sharing these principles inside of Match for Money, which starts on Monday. The details are in the show notes. But she checked in yesterday, and she's starting to dabble in videography for brands. And she got asked to work on a trait, and I was like, this is a great start, right? You're getting to experiences. She gets in to the Voxer yesterday, and she's voice messaging all of us in the mastermind. And she's like, I have just been asked to film for one in 2 weeks, and then another one. And then in May, I've got two. And then in June, I'm going to fly someone to do like an abundance, an overflow of all of these opportunities to be a videographer, what she's been working on. And so for so many people, and like, the manifestation industry, life coaching, all of that, you would say like, oh my God, she quantum leaped, because now all of a sudden she's gone from having nothing or being unsure of her purpose or where she's standing to all of a sudden it's like she's got like 8 jobs lined up in the next 4 months, right? And it's not that, it's a quantum pound, but it's also, and this is what relates to how do we quadruple our abundance? We must always do things from a source of inspiration, number one, but also that is in alignment with our values. The reason why so many women feel super burnt out, so many high achieving, ambitious women that come to me and work with me, why they feel this burnout, where they feel like I'm working so hard and I'm not achieving anything, you need to look at one of two things. Number one, you're either not inspired. Number two, it's not, or it could be both, you're not in alignment with your values. And so anything that is inspiring and in alignment with your values, it is going to make things easier and be an overflow, and it's going to see things happen more consistently for you. And I think we get caught in this society that things need to be a grind, that things need to be hard, that things need to be really like, I need to get to the end of the week, and unless I'm exhausted, it means that if I'm not exhausted, it means I'm not working hard enough, or I'm not going to be successful. Like, let me know if like you resonate with this, or this something that you can relate to. And so work, but really like what you're doing the day to day that compounds over the week is like, it's not inspiring, it's not in tune with your values. And so when my client, she shifted the way she looked at her values, what she was putting her energy and time into, the way that she looked for the inspiring things, not what the right thing is to do. Again, as ambitious women, we have big dreams, we have big hopes, we have big desires, but we also sometimes take on other people's perceptions and opinions on what is the right thing to do. And she was doing this. But then she stepped into what actually inspires me, even if it doesn't make sense, even if I'm not seeing results right now. Where can I, like, the formula is the inspiration and the values. How can you pair those two together? And now all of a sudden, like, I was in such awe, and I was celebrating all of us in the mastermind, like all my other masterminders. Like, it's such a beautiful community. We're all celebrating her. But I'm also not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And this is the thing, like the concepts and the frameworks I share in all of my containers. And like I said, the mastermind, it's 4 months. It's all about subconscious reprogramming, you so you are able to elevate your success and fulfillment in your career, your relationships, and wealth. The waitlist is open. The link for that is in my bio, TikTok, Instagram, or it is in the show notes below. Starting Monday at time of this live, we have Match for Money. It's a 4-week group coaching program where we go into the energetics of attracting money with ease, learning money principles where it feels at ease, where you feel safe within your nervous system, regardless of your career, regardless of your business. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. What it is we take a look at the energetics and your relationship with money and abundance. And it's not going to be like, this is the thing. Number one, it's a group coaching program where you're going to be heard, you're going to be seen, you get the opportunity to be in Q&As. It's not like, go away, go do the stuff that you want to do, like go watch the video trainings. No, like you be heard. And number two, there's going to be concepts in there that you have never heard in the way that I teach them. And I've been teaching my clients for the past 5 years. And it's why that I celebrate and I'm like in awe of my clients, but I'm not surprised because these frameworks, these concepts work. And so the one that I'm literally giving to you that I'm going to be teaching in depth in Match for Money that I teach my clients as well is inspiration and values. How can I pair those two to create quantum compounds at all times? And this is the thing is we look for ways to up level our abundance, and we look for ways to be able to get more overflow, more opportunities, more money, more experiences, but we feel like it has to be through this conduit that is so hard, that's like sticky and frictiony. And obviously with this comes with like expanding your capacity. Thank you for the likes. Comes with this expanding your capacity. Like my framework is the overall framework is the Wool Mastery framework. So Wool Mastery is woman mastery. There's 3 phases to it. Number 1, subconscious reprogramming, dissolving your limiting beliefs. Phase number 2 is identity shifting. So how are we embodying the self concept that has you desire, closing that gap, minimizing that gap. Phase number 3 is regulating to a brand new capacity. So your nervous system, it's not just getting out of fight or flight and feeling like peace and like breath work. It's like, how am I expanding my nervous system? How am I getting out of the constriction that right now, like you're trying to bring in all this stuff here, but this is your nervous system, right? I just want to explain this one because sometimes people get misunderstand, right? This is your nervous system. You're feeling constricted, but everything you want out here, I've been saying since 2018, 2017, you need to expand your comfort zone, not get out of it. Everyone says get out of your comfort zone. No, you need to expand your comfort zone. And like, if anyone else is saying that, let me know because it's been in my podcast since 2017. I've been saying this for the longest time. Expand your comfort zone. Don't get out of it. And when you expand, just going back, if this is your nervous system, but you're trying to welcome in all these new things, there's no room. Like you fit one in and then it feels you combust. You need to expand your capacity. And these are what the 3 phases are. And so this is going to be woven into Match for Money program, but this is the basis. This is why my mastermind is called Wool Mastery. It's the basis of this. And so if we go, I digress, but if we go back to what I was saying is like, what I want you to think when it comes to abundance, when it comes to overflow, tapping into that, the formula there is like inspiration plus value equals abundance equals overflow equals be able to see this consistently. But you can't just do something inspiring for one day and something in your values, and values is a big, for lack of a better word, value in my business that I teach my clients, I get them to do as well, because it's important for them to understand and adhere to their values. But it's not, I'm going to do this for a day and I'm going to figure it out, or I'm going to, attract all this abundance and overflow. No, it's a consistent. Like I said, my client, 4 to 6 months, she's been working on this consistently. And sometimes it feels sticky and sometimes we do things. And I said to them in the mastermind yesterday, fail fast, fail quickly. People want to win quickly and then they fail slowly. And it's like this slow burn where it feels like their whole world is crashing. I encourage my clients to fail fast, fail quickly for the long-term win, for the long-term return on investment of time. But instead, people don't want to invest their time and they don't want to invest their energy. And so what happens is they get quick wins, they get the dopamine hits, they get the instant gratification, and it turns into this slow failure. Is failure bad? Is that what I'm saying? No. Failure equals feedback. So, regardless, you're going to get feedback, but the quicker that you can get that feedback, the better off you are going to be. And so, it's stepping into this fearlessness of your vibration and what you're doing. And so again, just to go over what this live is about, of like, how do I quadruple my abundance? Again, we can relate this to money, relationships, clients, opportunities, experiences, health. What inspires you, and how can you pair that with your values, and how can you become so rooted in these two every single day as you're doing something? I see too many people in online business that try and do things that they think are the right things, or they think is going to move the needle. And again, yeah, it's a quick win, it's an instant gratification, but it's a slow failure. It's a slow burning failure. And so instead, if you spend some time getting very grounded on what your values are and what inspires you, and this comes back into my phase one of my Will Mastery framework, is you need to be able to reprogram your subconscious mind. Because if you're not programming what is happening unconsciously, you are never going to be consciously able to take the wheel of the ship. I said this in a live the other day. Like, your subconscious mind is the captain of the ship. It is steering you. It is dictating everything you're doing. And if you aren't able to dictate that, you're never going to be in the right direction. And sometimes people don't even understand what their values are. And you may be hearing me and think, what values? Is like, oh, I value family and I value. That's not it. It's like, what do you value from family? What do you value from relationships? What do you value from your career? Is it actually the monetary gain, or is it the validation, or is it the status that is perceived? And so see how this all relates to, and this is why it goes through the 3 phases with my framework. Like, it works. And this is why I celebrate my clients so much, but I'm not even shocked. And so being able to reprogram your mind to understand what you truly desire, like, what is this gap? Like, in between this gap is where we need to dig out all of the inspiration. We need to dig out your values and get super aligned with that, becoming the leader of your life. That's what it's all about. And so if you clicked on this video and you're watching this and you're feeling frustrated and you're feeling like you're doing all of the things and you're trying your hardest, and you have maybe invested before in a coach or mentor or program, whatever it may be, I just want you to take a moment to start to understand what inspires you, but also what are your values. And if you're really struggling, then we need to start working on subconsciously what is happening. And then phase 2 is the identity. Like, how is your identity? How is your embodiment? And when we start to kind of join all of these 3 together, we start to understand more about ourselves. Every container that I have is rooted in understanding who you are as a high achieving woman, who you really want to be. How do you lead your life? Because if you're not leading your life, a lot of people think that because they're ambitious, that means that they're leading their life. And that's not the case whatsoever. Leading your life means being able to sit in and make the choices, take control, understand what's happening unconsciously, and roll with it. I hope that whoever is watching, you have gotten a lot. If you have, I would love for you to comment. Let me know. You can slide into my DMs over on Instagram. I love a chat. And I hope this has been helpful for you. And I hope that you have been able to, like, something has like sparked in your brain to work towards. I have many other, if you navigate here on YouTube to the live tab, there are so many more lives I've been doing the past 11 days that are going to help you, but also my podcast as well is going to help you. But I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next live. Bye and goodbye.